My name is John Bursell. So how do you focus on being a Christian artist in a broken world? You can find more content on this topic as you follow the creation of the comic book My Walk at 3otters.blogspot.com. It's better to light a candle than to curse the darkness. Make sure you smash the like and subscribe buttons below. Music provided by bensound.com. So I thought I'd put together a little video today about my Ashcan comic that I put together, and I want to kind of show some of the roughs and stuff that I've worked on and where I'm at with it. It's not quite complete, but close. And I thought with that I would kind of explain what it's about and what an Ashcan is. This book, so beautiful. I found this for $1 at a used bookstore, and a lot of times private collectors will publish these things with a lot of private collections of paintings and art, and they'll talk about the different artists and why they have collections of certain periods and on and on. So it's more like wealthy people, this is the impression I get, the wealthy putting together little books showing who's got what collections and where they're at. And so, with that being said, I just want to take a look in here, because this actually has a section in it that kind of blew my mind. I couldn't believe it was in here, and so I bookmarked it. The Ashcan School. So these private collectors, this is an American art movement that they labeled Ashcan, and I was going to do a video more in depth on all of this, but I think what I'm going to do, because I want to focus on the work I'm producing and show some of that and talk about that so that this video is not too long. If you're interested, look up the Ashcan School. There's a history there, American art. Let's see if I can see any kind of dates or anything in here. If they have any listed. Just to give you an idea of when. What this movement basically was at the time a lot of painters were coming out of Impressionism and really colorful things, just lots of color. These guys, their subject matter was more from the street and from poor people. This is regional art. But if you look this up, some of the artwork that they did, which not a lot of it's represented in here as well, but the videos I saw on YouTube, they had a lot of like city and urban paintings of just daily life, where you'd see garbage cans and gutters and people in the streets walking to work, and just daily life, and real gritty and dirty. And as you can see, the paintings almost seem like, I don't want to say sloppy or thrown together, but from what was coming out previously from artists, this was so different. It was very loose and very like they were getting emotions and feelings from these subjects. And so I still don't see a date in here, but anyways, still no dates. Wow, it's kind of weird, huh? But and basically with the Ashcan School, This talks about the specific artists that were kind of in a group. They were called that. And the term Ashcan was basically a garbage can made out of metal that you would put a fire in so you could throw away trash and burn it. So it was stuff that was meant to be thrown away. An art critic wrote an article in a newspaper and kind of labeled this Ashcan. Like it was the kind of art you would just toss. Later on in comic books, I wonder if these are the dates. Yeah, 1939. Later on with comic books, that term came up again when they started to publish comics at the beginning of Marvel and DC back in those days. A lot of times for copyright purposes, they would throw together a quick issue that would not be a full story or anything like that, but just roughs and loose pages and storyboards and character sketches to publish it and put one in a file. So that way they had proof that they had the copyright for the for the comics. And then the rest of, because when you run it on a printing press, a lot of times you have to print a bunch. And even if it's a small run, you have to print some. And then they would keep one or two and then throw the rest in the fire in the ash can. So it became called an Ashcan comic. So what I was doing with my Ashcan, I decided it was issue 0. My Watch 0 is I was going to start putting everything in this little portfolio as I complete the pages. So I thought maybe we'd just take a quick tour of this portfolio and just take a look at some of this. So it's basically the cover of the comic. Then I've got like the inside cover with my mission statement and all of that stuff. Table of contents, some blurbs here and there, but this is basically just to get out something for the fans to look at, or comic book enthusiasts if you don't have a fan base yet because you're new at putting stuff out. But an Ashcan's a good way to get the copyrights down, that you did this at a certain date. And you put all your dates in there. And then just rough out some pages and some characters and some concepts. So with this, I was kind of putting down, I did a 3-page story on relationship. Very rough, very loose. And just to kind of maybe get a feel for a possible style that I want to pursue with my comic. And also just a way to get the ball rolling when you're creating comic books. This is a great way to start moving forward. To have something that's not just an idea anymore, but something you finished, even though it's just 3 pages. Sometimes finishing 3 pages, that accomplishment fuels you to do 5 pages, and then 30 pages, and then 5 issues. So it's a good way to put a mini goal to get something done. I did a couple of really rough ideas for some sketches with, you know, the one and done page. And I've got another one called Chess, where Jesus is playing a game of chess with the Grim Reaper. Got one called Love Letters. So just a bunch of quick sketches of putting down ideas. And then I've got some blank pages here because the My Walk issue 1, a bunch of the first pages in that comic I'm going to put in here. And then that will be part of the Ashcan, almost a way to advertise my first issue by having a sample in here. So that's where that's going to go. And then in the back of the book, after my sample pages of my first issue, just some sketches and like an overview of what the story's about and maybe some rough ideas. I put my testimony in here because this is a Christian-based comic. And then some early character sketches, some scripture. And then on the very back page, the back of the book, just some bonus sketches, some rough stuff. Nothing fancy, just something that is kind of fun to put together for an Ashcan. And these are easy to put together because there's a limited number of pages in it. You can produce it quickly and easily on copy machines. It doesn't have to be the full size of a comic book. You can just put the photocopies on pages and fold them and staple them. Make a quick book that you can hand out to people as a sort of a business card in a way. All your information, your contact information should be on there. Your copyrights, character ideas, sketches, concepts for stories, all that good stuff in there. So it's just a good way to start producing something, to get the ball rolling so that you get in a rhythm of doing. And then also it's showing the world what you're working on. I'd say it's the equivalent of like the music industry doing a demo tape, or TV shows, they have their pilot episode. It's kind of like just the rough ideas. And that's an Ashcan. So it says here the Ashcan School was an artistic movement in the United States, and it took place during the 19th to early 20th century. Scenes of daily life in New York, often in the city's poor neighborhoods.